I'd like to talk to you all about how this class is set up in Angel, and also kind of go over the syllabus in case I forget anything or don't have time to go over it in class. Here we are on the Lessons tab of Elementary Chinese 1 for 2012 Fall. I have split this Lessons tab into two kind of general sections. One is a preparatory section, one is a review section. So in the activities that fall below that prep section, prep and practice section, those are the things you'll be doing to get ready for class. The things that are below, all the links and items below the review practice, are things that maybe you'll do before class, but maybe you'll also do them after class. So it's a good way to kind of break things up a little bit. You'll notice for prep, you're going to have class activity plans page. That's a Google document that'll be updating throughout the term. Don't print that out because it's going to be term. Let me show you what that looks like. Here's kind of a general look at that page. May look a little bit different for you. You won't have all the editing tools on there. But read through all those daily activities. That's what we're going to do that day in class. So you have to be ready to do those things before you come to class. Sometimes you may see references to memorizing passages in the book. You may see references to watching videos and answering questions and preparing questions based on those videos, taking notes on those videos. Lots of different activities we may be doing, and this outlines them all for you. After that, you may have noticed there were grammar and vocab quizzes right below that. This is the grammar and vocab quiz page. Actually before that there was a video page, and the video page just houses the videos that you may be required to watch. So this is the grammar and vocab quiz page, and you can access your quizzes here. They are due. You have 30 minutes to take any quiz, and they are due before you come to class. If you're late taking the quiz, you're going to get points deducted, so don't be late. Get them in before you come to class. That's kind of the proof that you've done that. That's the proof that you've prepared yourself to participate in class. You've submitted that quiz. You've gotten 100% on it, or really close to 100%. You can take it twice, but only twice. After that, you got to take your highest grade out of 2 times. So if you needed more practice, then just go back to the books, go back to your lessons, go back to your notes, and just keep practicing with the vocabulary and grammar. But take these once or twice until you get a really good score on those. And remember, you only have 30 minutes, and you should take it before you come to class on the day that it's due. We're back on the Lessons tab, and here under the Review and Practice area, you'll see there's an online workbook registration kind of information there. Make sure you get that done and taken care of, registered online. Maybe that first week of classes, if everything's going well, get that in before the first week, and you'll be just fine. The activities in the online workbook, I like to think of them as review activities. They can be challenging. They're not really necessarily just drill and replacement, but they actually take a little bit of thought. There's some translation in there. There's manipulation of grammar. So you kind of have to know the stuff before you try those activities. We'll be using those workbook activities maybe a little bit in class, but probably you're going to see a lot of them when it comes time to take the test, the exams in the class. You probably will see a lot of those same questions repeated, so it makes a lot of sense to get in there and do the workbook often. When you get into the online workbook, I'll probably do another video on this, but it has a lot of activities in it, and I've assigned a lot of them, and maybe some of them, you know, I expected to do just about all of them, and I'll outline that a little bit better, but do aim to do all those that are assigned. There are some that aren't assigned. You're welcome to do those, but you're not required to do those. So take a look at that. Take a look at getting in there and getting signed up, and read through those PDF instructions there that are linked right on this page. And then you have the language learning log. That learning log is just a way for me to know how things are going for you, what's working for you, keeping in touch, keeping communication lines open. So do this every week. It's due Saturday at 5 p.m. every week, so I can get a handle on where you are and what you're doing. Thing that I might suggest you do differently. Following that, there's character writing sheets folder, and the writing sheets. These are going to be due kind of towards the end of every chapter. There's 2 dialogues per chapter, so it's roughly every 4 days, 4 meeting days that you'll have to turn in some writing sheets. And not necessarily turn them in, but bring them to class so I can look at them, so we can go over them in class. I don't really want to carry around all those papers with me, but I want to see that you're doing them. I want to see that how you're composing your characters. I want to give you some feedback on how you can maybe improve the stroke and make it a little more balanced. So bring those to class when they're due on that day. You can look to the activity plan for the specific dates that these character writing sheets are due. It kind of looks like this. It's got stroke order kind of laid out for you for the required vocabulary. I'm not requiring you to be able to write, memorize every character in the book. I've selected some from each lesson, so use these character writing sheets that I've provided in this class as a guide as to which characters you are required to know. Okay. Following that, you'll see a radical practice. This is a little quiz. Basically, it's a practice quiz. It's not for a grade, but I wanted to give you a way to keep practicing every week. Just keep practicing those radicals. Just knowing, being able to recognize the radical and knowing what it means. It's going to be so important. It's going to be so helpful for creating and remembering characters as a whole. If you recognize the character components, the radicals, it's going to make looking it up easier. It's going to make understanding it easier, remembering the sound a little bit easier even. So learn these radicals, memorize them. There's only 40 of them. Well, there's really 214, but there's really only 40 that I've included here that are the most important ones, the most frequent ones. So learn those. And then finally, here is the syllabus. First page of the syllabus just has the description there. The next page does include my contact information as well as my office location. Feel free to stop by. Sometimes I'm in meetings, but otherwise I should be in there if you have a question. And otherwise you can make an appointment to see me. I'll get it on the calendar, so make sure it's on my calendar, otherwise I might miss it. So otherwise give me a call or send an email. Either through Angel or through my Outlook account. Doesn't matter. I'll check them both. I get them either way. And some more information here. There's the textbook is listed here. We are using the Integrated Chinese 3rd edition digital book bag bundle is what should be ordered. That includes the e-text as well as a printed text. It also includes the online workbook and MP3 audio files for the textbook. Has some other pieces to it too. So make sure you get the right one and you'll be fine. Then some learning outcomes. These are stuff you're going to be doing by the end of the term. General topics. We're going to talk about introductions, be able to introduce ourselves, greetings, families, hobbies, those kinds of things. Assessment of student learning. You might be keen on knowing this part. You are basically being required to perform the language in class on a regular basis. All those other things are also counts as points, and you see kind of the breakdown how that works. Obviously, the performance, performing the language is what's most important. Getting the feedback, taking that feedback that I give you, that others give you, and being able to just perform with that. That's what's most important. So that's really where the big part of the grade comes from. Late and make up policies on things, read through that. Basically, don't do things late if at all possible so that we can avoid this. The attendance policies, these things are just kind of standard fare until we get down to student evaluations. You can kind of read through those. Just kind of looked at all those pieces as well in the Angel class. And then here's the breakdown of the grades, last top. And then finally, kind of towards the end here, I wanted to point out that there's kind of a breakdown. I've helped you kind of set things up. If you struggle with this, and some people do, some people don't, but if you do, map out your time that you're going to spend with this class. And I've given you some clues here on what you might do. Spending a little bit of time every day rather than trying to cram in stuff every Sunday night or right before class on on Monday morning. You're just not going to learn it nearly as well, so try not to do that. Instead, take a look at my suggested schedules, and maybe those will help what you will do. And then just a list of kind of typical things that you're going to be doing every day throughout the term. Anytime you have ideas on what you'd rather be doing to learn better, make sure you include those in the language learning log, because maybe we should switch it up some. So I'm keen on doing that if there are activities that would be more meaningful and more helpful for your learning. Let me know. Keep in touch. Good luck. Thanks. 下课。